It's another exciting video again mga kaibigan because we have here a new chassis in the market. It is the DARKFLASH DLX21. So for the first time, na-excite tayo na i-check ang DARKFLASH brand. Well, sa mga hindi po nakakaalam kung ano po yung DARKFLASH na brand, before kasi pumasok sa Pilipinas po ito, it is under the branding na iGo. So that was 5 years ago, introduced to me personally nung distributor nila dito sa Pilipinas. Pero that time, medyo skeptical ako. Parang hindi ganun kaganda yung kanilang mga previous chassis. Hindi maganda yung airflow. The design might look good before. Kung may mga nakita kayong mga previous versions ng DARKFLASH, minimalist, contemporary, ganun yung designs. Pero most of those chassis before is restricted yung airflow or hindi maganda yung implementations ng mga cutouts, yung cable management, hindi ganun kaluwag. At the same time, there are a lot of things na na-compromise inside. So, hindi ko talaga siya feature before dito sa ating channel. Until now, na meron silang pinadala ulit sa ating chassis. And yes, for the first time, we are impressed with DARKFLASH brand. And then, syempre, to complement the build, kasi gusto ko pa rin siyang i-feature with all the components inside para mas ma-visualize nyo kung ano yung magiging itsura niya. We have here the AAO and triple fan pack. As much as I love to show you this chassis, gustong-gusto ko rin ba itong mga components? Let's find out. And for more videos like this, feel free to subscribe. This video is brought to you by SCDKey, the best website that you may visit in terms of very affordable deals and best offer para sa application softwares, games, and yes, operating system. And there you are, you may check the Windows 10 Pro. And by using our promo code, ma-avail mo lang siya ng around $14.95 or 700 plus pesos. That's it mga kaibigan. Check the description below. May mga links po tayo dyan to go directly sa kanilang website. So, syempre, this is a PC build with all the components inside. Wala tayong mga white video card and a white motherboard. So, what I did is, ayan, black and white inside ulit. It's the pandemic struggle ng pag-show off ng PC builds dito sa ating channel. Pero hindi po yan yung pinaka-main reason why I created this video. It is more on this chassis. So look at the front. Ang ganda ng kanyang harap. Full mesh front panel. So hindi na natin magiging concern yung parang criticism ko dati na yung mga previous chassis nila hindi ganun kaganda or sobrang restricted ng airflow. And then the only plastic material na makikita po natin dito is yung kanyang mismong frame sa front and then yung mismong mga paa ng chassis. Both sides are door type side panel. Dito is tempered and the other side is metal alloy. Then dito sa kanyang top panel, nandito yung mga USB ports with a USB port type C and audio ports. Then, at the rear side, makikita natin dito yung mga PCI covers na removable po siya. Hindi po siya soldered. And then, going inside, this is what excites me more. Dahil, hindi lang po sa may front compatible ng triple fan, sa top triple fan din, and then dito sa rear, single fan. Meron ding part sa may side na pwede kang maglagay ng dual fan. So, it's like a style of a dual chamber chassis in a standard ATX form. So, ito is napaka-functional, which is in fact, sana noon pa ginagawa ng mga case manufacturers. And this is what really excites me for this DARKFLASH DLX21. Because for the first time, meron ng budget chassis that is worth 3,800 more or less. And pwede pa akong magdagdag ng dalawang fans. So that is 3, 6, 8, 9. Kung hindi ko gagawing push-pull configuration yung top. Pero if gagawin kong push-pull configuration, then maybe I can manage to add 12 fans dito sa mismong case na ito. But then there's kind of thing na medyo naging concern ako kasi hinahanap ko ngayon yung dust filter sa harap. So hopefully, siguro na misplace lang or this is the only chassis na walang dust filter sa harap yung pinadala nila sa akin. It's maybe an engineering sample. Kasi meron namang dust filter dito sa side and meron namang dust filter sa top. Let's skip to that and let's move on with the other components of DarkFlash. So we have here the AIO that I think I just availed it for me to complement the design na maging DarkFlash lahat. Well, of course, an AIO may still serve its purpose as a cooling system of a CPU and it will also deliver a fair advantage in terms of temperature. Pero hindi ako masyadong fan ng kanyang design, the mirror design. Parang medyo nakakatsipipay tingnan yung itsura ng kanyang pump or yung kanyang mismong CPU block. Pero that is a bit subjective, sa akin lang siguro yun. With others, maybe ma-appreciate nyo siguro yung ganyang design. And then for the benchmark, that will be for later discussion. Pero with the fans, we have here the C6MS triple fan pack from DarkFlash. And yes, it's a good fan in terms of aesthetics. Meron siyang rubber. So kahit paano, it looks like a static pressure in terms of design. A bit lightweight. Magaan lang siya. Pero actually, this is just an airflow fan with 1,100 RPM maximum. And then the design is airflow. So ayun. Now, just a quick explanation of static pressure fan versus airflow fan. Static pressure fans, ito yung mga kadalasang kasama ng ating mga coolers, mapa-air man yan or liquid cooling system. Kasi ito po yung mga fans that is designed to penetrate kahit na merong resistance yung mga pagbubugahan ng hangin. Like, these fans will not allow the air to bounce back. Unlike with airflow fans na ideal lang siya as case fans. Kasi kadalasan naman sa mga chassis natin, is open naman. Pero nowadays that medyo uso na rin yung mga dust filters. Settling down with the static pressure fan is not bad. Pero not the other way around. Like you will be using an airflow fan for liquid cooling systems or air coolers, that is not ideal. Pwede kang mag-static pressure fan sa case, pero airflow fan sa mga coolers na may mga barriers or resistance, that is not a recommended option or choice. Now that is for another day topic. Now let's move on sa ating time-lapse video on how we put together all the components with this, the most exciting chassis that I checked this 2021 for the first time from DarkFlash. Okay, so sit back and relax and let's check this. Okay, so we managed to put together components Ryzen 5 5600X, and of course, dahil wala pa ako na-feature na 6800 XT dito sa ating channel, and I'm confident that this is a very good chassis to handle the 6800 XT and 5600X. Kaya yun ang ginamit po natin dito sa ating video na to. So also, we managed to compare it sa RTX 3070. Bakit RTX 3070? Yes, because it is the closest in terms of pricing sana kung walang pandemic. Actually, 6800 XT is cheaper than RTX 3080. And I think it's more ideal kung i-compare ko na lang siya sa RTX 3070, where there will be advantage for the 6800 XT in terms of FPS. Pero of course, since NVIDIA got this DLSS where there's still a better performance with the ray tracing on para sa NVIDIA, and as of now, I don't know what is AMD doing. Well, there are things that they are doing behind to develop something to compete the DLSS setting pagdating sa ray tracing ng NVIDIA, pero as of now, wala pa po yun sa AMD. Kaya still reasonable kung bakit ko siya kinumpare sa isang RTX 3070. Kasi nga, merong advantage sa NVIDIA, pero we'll see how great is the advantage pagdating sa FPS. And as you have seen with the 5600X, there's a fair advantage for the 6800 XT. It's not a bad performance to make you choose 6800 XT over RTX 3070. Pero we will know more about this 6800 XT comparing with an RTX 3080 and a 5600X processors. I know there are some kinds of comparisons na pwede kayong malito na parang sobrang layo yata ng difference in terms of FPS ang 6800 XT with other benchmarks. So like previous videos, as I have explained in this channel, iba-iba po yung magiging resulta. Depende po kung kailan ginawa yung benchmark, depende rin kung ano yung RAM na ginamit, and depende rin po kung anong processor yung ginamit natin. So for this kind of benchmark, we use the 5600X, 16 GB of RAM, 3600 MHz, and driver update as of April 10, 2021. Now let's move on. How good is this case compared with an open test bench na merong nakatutok na electric fan? As I have said, merong nakatutok na electric fan. Actually, what's the brand of the electric fan? And kung titingnan natin, that is already very unfair advantage. Open na ngayon test bench, meron pang nakatutok na electric fan at a level 3 fan speed. Medyo mahirap kasi wala tayong pang-test kung gaano kalakas yung electric fan na yun kasi iba-iba naman yung electric fan. Pero we are in a climate-controlled room na 32 degrees Celsius. And comparing the temperature of the video card inside versus outside the chassis, there is a very minimal advantage ng isang open test bench na merong active cooling na electric fan. Look at the temperature of the GPU while we are running the game. Makikita nyo dyan na it's just 1 to 3 degrees advantage or difference only. So ganyan po kaganda ang ventilation inside the chassis of a DLX21. As much as hype na hype ako sa chassis na to, hindi ako masyadong impressed dito sa kanilang mga fans. Kaya hindi na rin ako masyadong nag-focus with these two components, just more on this casing. So that's it po mga kaibigan. This is our first time in this channel na magpapakita ng DarkFlash, and yes, I may recommend this DLX21 at a 3,800 more or less. I think available yata siya sa Shopee, Lazada. You may just check sa mga nearby stores across the Philippines. Available naman na ang DarkFlash sa mga local stores. Ayun, it's very good that finally nag-rebrand sila and they released better lineup. Actually, back then, I'm still active sa distribution side ng components, and daming nasayang na iGo components. Hindi siya masyadong nabenta, hindi siya masyadong na-push until, ayun, nasira na lang, nabulok, inamag. That was the time yata na parang yung mga dumating na fans is static lightings, and parang pauso na yung mga RGB. So that was 4 to 5 years ago. Anyway, that's it mga kaibigan, and for more videos like this, feel free to subscribe.